Hey guys, today you're going to get to see us pour two 4-inch thick concrete patios that are attached to this house. Now this is the back patio. We got another one on front you'll also see on the video. But first, I just want to thank my sponsors at DeWALT. This is a sponsored video, and you're going to get to see my all-time favorite concrete tool. One of my all-time favorite concrete tools. I've had this tool for years. It just so happens it is from DeWALT. And it's down at the bottom of the video. You can't really see it too good right now, but we're going to be using this thing in just a minute. So you're going to get to see us use it, and I'll tell you why we use it and why it's one of my favorite all-time tools. Now, both of these slabs, the front one and this back one, are going to end up being stamped concrete. Now, the mixed design we're using here is a 4,000 PSI. We got mid-range water reducer in it, so we can pour a pretty loose slump. Now, the patio itself, it does slope from the house out away from the house. It slopes an inch, and the patio is going to have a roof over it, so it's not really going to have a lot of moisture on it. But even so, even with a patio like this, we still like to slope it away from the house. Now we came in, it's got a frost wall under it. We didn't do the concrete walls. All we do is flat work. So we're working, we work together with the concrete foundation contractor a lot. And if they have the floor package in their bid, then we'll come in and do the floors for them. It just so happens on this one, let me get to the concrete tool. So this is the concrete tool. My favorite is the DeWALT pencil vibrator right here. So we just hook our 20 volt max battery to it. This thing is so lightweight, it's so compact. And then we can vibrate all the edges around the form. So when we strip these forms off, the edges are really nice and smooth. Now in this case right here, when the homeowner gets done backfilling everything and loaming and seeding and grassing everything, you're really not even going to be able to see the edges of the forms. But still, just in advance of doing all that stuff, you still want the edges to look really nice. And just in case the landscaping is down a bit from the edges, you want that looking really smooth. So that's one of my favorite tools. Now we got more than one of them now. But the first one I bought, I bet, was over 10 years ago, and that thing still holds up even today. That one we're using today is one of our brand new ones we got from DeWALT last year. And my guys, they absolutely love it. I love it. So now we got one for each truck. And again, all the batteries, the 20 volt batteries, will fit on that, so you can just slide them right in it. And I think we're probably using like a 3 amp or a 4 amp battery on that. That'll last a really long time on these concrete pours, just going around the edges like this. So what we're doing, we came in, like I said, we came in and installed the forms. So we tap con the forms to the outside of the frost wall, and we set them right to grade using a laser level. We put the slopes on them and everything using the laser level. We snapped a chalk line up against the building, and then we glued on some what we call an iso strip form. So it's like a 1/2 inch piece of styrofoam. It comes in a roll. It comes 4 inches, comes 6 inches, comes 8 inches. We just use the 4-inch one here, and we glue that right to the foundation. So it's kind of a bond breaker, expansion, contraction type thing. And then we can mag float the surface, right to the top of that. We set that right to the chalk line. Now another DeWALT tool we're using today is the mag float. Darren's magging those edges using a DeWALT mag float. They also sent us some of those mag floats, and those work really good. We guys, we use them every day. So like I said, we got a 4,000 PSI concrete. We got the wire mesh reinforcement in it. I'm pulling that up as we go. I got all kinds of videos on that about how even after I pull that up, it doesn't go all the way back down to the bottom, even when you step on it. There's Luke using that vibrator again. That works. You can see how that thing's pretty quiet too. You can talk to the person using it without having to yell. That's how quiet that thing is. And basically it's just squeeze the trigger, variable speed on the trigger, so you can kind of control the vibration on it. And there I am right there using my DeWALT mag float, smoothing out them edges. We like to smooth our edges. We like to really have clean edges before we screed. So we'll mag float all our edges around the perimeter, and then you'll see in a second we're going to grab that 12-foot screed board right there in front of you, and you'll see how we easily screed a slab like this, even with a slope on it. So again, 4,000 psi concrete. It's got fiber mesh reinforcement in it. It's got the mid-range water reducer in it, and that's basically just allows us to pour a little bit looser slump without adding water. And then we're gonna, after we get this poured and both loaded, we're gonna go out and do the front piece. So that's coming right up. But this is how we screed right here. So I'm on the outside. I can go right off the top of the form. And then I'm just kind of following Darren. Darren's on the inside. He's the one kick screeding right there. So I'm basically just following his motion, letting him control the speed, the pace. And we both also like to tip that screed just slightly on the back edge. That way it doesn't rip and tear the concrete as we screed it. It kind of smooths it as well as screeding it. Just makes the bull floating a little bit easier. And then Luke and Luke, actually they're both named Luke. Those are the two that are raking the concrete. I actually call that puddling, you know. So they're puddling the concrete, and Darren and I are screeding the concrete. So we're going to get this stamped today too. We're going to stamp it to look like Ashlar Slate. It actually does have some gray colored concrete. Gray color we put right in the truck. So the concrete color will stay a little darker than normal. And then we'll actually add a secondary color when we come back and teak wash this. Now that'll all be in another video. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel and you want to see the concrete stamping process and how it looks all finished, you know, make sure you subscribe, and that video will be coming right up shortly. This is about the pace we work at. Now this is late in the fall. It's actually pretty chilly out here this morning, but the sun is coming up. It's supposed to get around in the 50s today. So it's going to be a pretty decent day for working. And if the boys, if they got enough concrete here, we'll take that truck and we'll head him out front and get him ready to stop pouring out there. Now that's young Luke right there. He's going to bull float. You can see under that bull float when he pushes that up and pulls that back, just how nice and flat and even it is under the bull float. There's no humps or dips. And that's really, you know, part of the screeding process is why that happened. And plus, you know, setting your forms to grade, making sure your forms are nice and flat on top is a big bonus too. But the flatter and smoother that is right there, the easier it's going to be when the finishing process comes, when you start stamping. Yeah, all right. Luke's going to finish that up. I'm going to bring you out front. He'll mag those edges too, where he pulls that bull float up and smooth them all out. And then we'll just leave that and let it set up for a little while. We also did the slabs here for the garage and the house. That was a pretty big pour day. A lot of concrete here on this job. We do a ton of concrete flat work for houses like this in Maine. So here's the front patio. Again, there's a frost wall around it. And then, you know, we're pouring 4 inches right over the top of it. We did put a chamfer strip. You can see the bottom, right at the bottom of the form. So when we strip that form off, it's got like a little angled edge on the bottom of it too, to just kind of dress that up a little bit. It's got the ISO strip. He's going to be able to walk right from the patio right into the front of the house here, as well as walk into the house from the garage. But you can see the battery a little bit better on the vibrator right now. I guess I got a 9-amp battery on that. That's what that looks like today. So that's a pretty big battery for that. That thing would last, that would really last all day if you had to use this thing all day. But most of the time, you know, we'll use just whatever battery we have that's in the toolbox that's full. And then we can carry, you know, we got a bunch of those battery chargers, the DeWALT battery chargers with us too, the black ones and the yellow ones. The yellow ones are more of the fast chargers, so we'll bring them right to the job site, plug them in, and we could fast charge that 9-amp battery in probably, I'd say it'd probably fast charge in about 20 minutes. Get it right back up to where we need it to if we did have to fast charge it. So the concrete is actually coming out of the chute a little bit slow. We're trying to be a little careful with it. We don't want to get it, we don't want to push it up against the wall, and you know, the concrete driver is actually probably running it a little bit slower than what we'd want. But no hurry. A chilly day like today, we don't have to worry about the concrete setting up on us too fast. So again, that's how we mag float the edges. We're magging it right to the top of that ISO strip form. If you don't screed concrete off of a pad like that, off of some type of grade, then your concrete's not going to look as smooth as ours after you bow float like it did out back. So you really need to get it magged nice and flat and smooth. Give yourself something good to go by. What that vibration is doing from that pencil vibrator, it's really just, it's taking out some trapped air around the edges. When the concrete in the aggregate get up against the form, sometimes it'll trap some little pockets of air. And then if you don't vibrate that out, you'll strip that form and you'll have all these, what we call these little bug holes up on the edge of the form. So you want that looking nice and smooth and neat, clean, professional. You can see it only takes a few seconds really to vibrate that. Now you may think that concrete looks a little bit wet, but really if that water reducer wasn't in that concrete right now, it would be about a 4-inch slump, which is a little drier than what we normally like to pour at. This stuff here really consolidates its stuff well. It pulls around easy, it screeds easy. You can see how easy it bow floats. And then it doesn't really affect the set times either. It's going to set up just as fast as if you were pouring it at a 4-inch slump. And it doesn't affect the finishing of the concrete either. We don't even notice anything when it comes to finishing. It feels like regular concrete finishing to us, even with the water reducer in it. Yeah, that's how easy it is going to be to screed this today with that 6-foot screed. You know, pouring that slump. That patio slopes away from the house too, probably about 3/4 of an inch. I think we set that at. So if you want to check out that pencil vibrator, you know, I'll have a link for it down in the description of the video. It'll be linked on the products page so you can check it out. But I would highly recommend getting one of those. If you don't have one and you're looking at it, or you always wanted one, I can say it's well worth the money. If you have it, you'll use it a lot. And I've never, even on the one we have that's like 10 years old, I've never had a problem with it. You know, it gets banged around the toolbox, gets dropped on the job site like today. You know, you just set it down. And we've never had a problem with it. It's still going strong. So again, that's one of my all-time favorite concrete tools right there, is that pencil vibrator. So look, I'll link the videos for the stamping at the end of this one too, if you want to check them out at a later date. If you haven't subscribed, you know, please hit the subscribe button. And share the video with people if you're looking to do a stamped concrete patio. This is the beginning stages of it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.